5 seconds remaining.
Hero. No impale yet. They're just gonna wait for the impale to pop out. Oh, there's the impale. Oh, there's a dual breath, and now Nico Baby is gonna get slowed down though. Let's see who gets it. Boom gets.
Team Liquid's turn to... Dire Team ban. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Dire Team ban. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Dire Team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick. Dire Team pick. Dire Team pick. Team Liquid's turn to pick. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Dire Team ban. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire Team ban. Dire Team pick. Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Brewmaster!
I'm doing really well. Very excited. Lots of very important games today as well, especially after the start that a few teams have had yesterday. So expecting some big turnarounds, some big changes, and we'll see what happens, see how it unfolds.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
There's a lot of strong heroes that have got through. That's what stands out to me. The things like the Enigma and the Doom, both very popular at the moment as well. They obviously have the BKB piercing long-range curse from the Winter Wyvern onto the Enigma as well, for Aiken City. So I think it's going to be MC playing the Enigma. So he has to be a little bit careful with how he positions himself for black holes and things. The Rubik coming out from Team Liquid's a big hero this game as well. GH Started to play that more and more. Very good steals up against the Sand King. You know, if you can never get the Burrow Strike, that's the biggest one. The instant lift available up against the Brewmaster is huge as well, just for that initiation. Try and burst him down before he gets a split off. I'm interested just... I think the Rubik will definitely be the 4, and I think Kuroki will probably be playing the Doom as the 5, something they've been doing a lot recently. And then I saw, in between us casting CIS yesterday, I managed to catch a few glimpses of Mind Control playing an Enigma game as well. So that's why I'm assuming he's going to be on the 3. But like you say, still very open. You know, they could swap it around a little bit. Oh yeah, this is what I was about to ask you. Is it going to be Brew position 1 or 2, or is it going to be Venge position 1 or 2? Okay. Oh, of course, because we were casting Chaos through the open qualifiers, and they got knocked out by the mid-Sand King from Aiken in the first leg, so...
Juggernaut.
Yeah, I don't mind this. I think they needed a little bit... I think they needed a carry that hit hard, but also had some form of burst damage, if that makes sense, in something like an Omni Slash. That if you can ever get the Doom off onto somebody like the Brewmaster, you can bring him down quickly. It's decent in the laning stage against the Brew as well, because you have the spin available, so you have kill potential. I don't mind this Jug pick. And Aiken City, though, they need some like hard-hitting carry. Something like a Deucer, maybe. Be okay. I'd be surprised if it got let through here. I feel like Deucer Venge, something that we see all the time. He used to be first picked from teams like Ninjas as well. Ninjas in Pyjamas.
5 seconds remaining.
And it could be. There's no reason why it couldn't. But then if you're talking about the Sand King being a 2 and then the Venge being a 1, that sounds horrendous. Like you don't want those as your 2 cores, not really. Yeah, there's the Deucer ban. It feels like they're lacking a Matumbaman hero. I feel like Miracle's the Jug player between the 2. I'm sure Matumbaman can play it.
10 seconds remaining.
Is it yeah.
5 seconds
There's...
remaining.
I feel like they need something that packs more of a punch, though. But I don't think you can rely on this Jug to be kind of like a single core. I think you need some other source of at least scaling in your team. This is a difficult one to call. Okay. So if it's laning up against the Sand King in the middle lane, the DK should do fine. They kind of just trade farm then. He has decent sustain in the lane. The Dragon's Blood. It gives them more push potential as well. So when this Enigma gets a Helm of Dom in the early stages of the game, which we assume he's going to go for, that you can kind of link up with the Dragon Knight in that 5 to 10 minute mark and start trying to push towers down whenever he has his ult online. Oh, Miracle is actually playing the DK. That's interesting. Is it going to be mid DK? You would still assume. They could. It depends, but then you have the DK side lane. I feel like you really want to give the DK solo XP just to hit towards that level 6 quicker, to link up with the Enigma like we talked about. At the same time, Jug's probably the better lane matchup, but I think you probably just... you favour the solo XP. Can we just talk about this game in the overall standing of things as well, in the group? So Liquid are 1 and 2 after yesterday. They did not have a great day, and Aiken City Esports are 1 and 3, so they also didn't have a great day. I think, you know, before we would have seen any games yesterday coming in, if you'd have looked at the fixtures for today, you would have said, okay, this is probably just another game for Liquid. You know, a lot of people are going to be relatively confident that they should win. But after what's happened yesterday, all of a sudden this game means a lot more than it should, if that makes sense. You know, they really have to win this. You know, for a team like Liquid standing, this is something they should be going for. But Aiken City, for themselves, you know, like we said, they're 1 and 3 yesterday. They really have to win as well. All of a sudden, if you go 1 and 4, you kind of force yourself to win the rest of your games today to have any chance of staying in.
Never ask a wyvern why.
Prepare for battle.
Oh, this guy has no chill, man.
Chill, baby.
Yo, this guy has no chill, man.
Thirty seconds to battle.
Why does Miracle not have any regen on the DK?
A wyvern's breath.
Well, he hasn't leveled anything yet, but is the Doom just not going to give him any regen? Because he doesn't... I mean, their supports have gone really greedy. Like, I don't think they have a single Observer Ward either. So their supports have gone all in on greed at the start of the game.
The battle begins.
Mind Control saved all his gold at the start of the game. He's going straight for the Ring of Health first. So he's going to be... So are they giving Kuro the lane at the start of the game? Oh, and they've given Miracle 1 tank... Wait, what? Oh, what's happening? Where's one of Doom's tangos gone? This is so greedy. He's just chilling. When he gets to the point in Corsic Finale at level 2, which, well, I imagine he's going to go for, this lane starts to get a little bit more scary for the DK. I wonder whether DM puts a second point in the Corsic at some point, just for any kind of kill threat possibility. Talking about this as well, it's Venge Core, it's not Brew Core. So Venge is going to be the one fighting, which is interesting. I would have thought they would have wanted to play the Venge as like some kind of really sacrificial role this game. They're trying to save people from the Doom, save people from the Black Hole. But Fenix playing as the 3 instead, so more of a utility role for the Venge this game. I mean, this mid lane's not very interesting. They're basically just going to both farm. Sanking might have potential, kill potential if he gets another level or two, but as long as Miracle plays safe, like he should just be able to farm under his tower. Top lane, Kuro.
Wyvern's breath. First blood comes with the first breath of winter.
They have really gone very greedy, haven't they, Liquid, with their draft? I mean...
Battle Fury!
Top lane again, Kuro. Yeah, really well played by the Wyvern there as well, leaving the last hit for the Wraith King. He went for the attack and then realised that it was going to be the killing blow. So just left the Wraith King to get the gold instead. Always nice to see.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures.
Good camera work there.
are
Well done. That
fortified.
was really good.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
These skeletons have ruined the top tower, by the way. It's down to half HP already on the Liquid side. I think it was like 3 minutes or something, wasn't it? It does. Especially with the 1 point in Burrow Strike, they don't really... The initiation range is only 400 from the Burrow Strike. I don't really know what the Sanking's trying to achieve down here. Just taking farm away from the Revenge, and it's like, okay, I'm going back mid now, guys. Maybe just securing the bounty runes, which they actually grab all 4 of.
Dire's
Okay.
structures are fortified.
Look at what Mind Control's done here. As soon as you pick up this Helm of Dom, he's just getting from the side shot, go straight away. And he might take it with a catapult, might take it with a big creep. Yeah, he's going to go for the tornado creep by the looks of it. He's only got 1 point in Wraithfire Blast, so the mana cost isn't particularly high. Oh, bot lane as well. They're going on GH. Sorry, I was too late that time. My bad, my bad. Let's regen route.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Kuro's in trouble.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Great admirer of your work.
Look at this deep observer watch from the Dire in the Radiant top jungle as well. They managed to sneak that one in to see any rotations coming. They've just spotted GH walking towards the mid lane, and now they can see him walking towards top as well. So, keeping good eyes on all the Liquid heroes at the moment. I like that. Just to say, I like that the. I just want to say the Sanking left the lane as soon as the DK ult form ran out. By the way, so he understood that as soon as that ult runs out from the DK, there isn't really much pushing potential. And attack animation looks so pretty. Yeah. So what is a mid-sanking build these days? Oh, top lane. The skeletons. Guys, used to do the taunt right now, so they just stand there dancing.
Double damage.
It's probably one of the most annoying things in the game at the moment, by the way, those skeletons. Just because they come back to life as well. It's, what Liquid are doing here is they're just forcing rotations from Aiken City Esports, where they're just constantly shoving this top lane in towards them, and they really want to defend their tier 1 by the looks of it. But in the meantime, Miracle and Matumbaman are both just free farming their lanes without really much contention. Mid lane tower.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
A wyvern.
Oh no. Oh, the knees. The hell? Nice of Courage just to get that one used straight away. I wonder what kind of build he's going to go for on Doom this game as well. What kind of item build we're going to see from him. It feels like a good pipe game. He can't be dispelled by the Wind Panda either, the pipe. Crimson can. Does he just want to go for this Blink build with the Centaur Stomp Devour? Difficult to know. But they're just going to keep running at this top lane again. GH isn't level 6 yet, unfortunately, for him, but... Is there a tome coming out for him? Yeah, it looks like there is.
Thank you.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He's got the Burrow Strike.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It's Miracle though.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Big series from GH as well. It's the Burrow Strike and then gets the split afterwards as well. They're probably the two best skills he could get this game. And we're only at 12 minutes in.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
How does it get better from here? Ow!
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's structures are fortified.
Has to get out. Big stun. The epi.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Это просто нечто.
Yeah, they're really taking these fights very well on the Dire side, but I think if you look at their lineup, this is the part of the game where they have to be winning these fights. Like, the side doesn't scale massively well. Everything's got a Midas to help himself, and I wonder whether he's going to go for a Radiance at some point this game. He's got the armlet queued up, but in terms of win conditions for both sides, this Dire side really have to be playing on the front foot if they want to win this game. They're trying to go late game against this, you know, Enigma, Doom, the Juggernaut on the DK, both scaling as well. They're scouting out Kuro down here as well, and they might have just seen him pop that ward down. But this time they don't want to go for more. He's going for the pipe on the Doom. He's got it queued up. Easy peasy. Yeah, I'm looking at whether they can take this Roche at an early time. They do have Avenge on their team with the Wave of Terror. The Wraithing does a decent amount of physical damage, so if they can try to take a good fight around the Roche pit at some point in the next few minutes, to try and push into that Roche pit.
For the treasury.
And it's a really good Radiance game as well, though. You know, all the skeletons, it's good against the Wraith King. Just lots of AoE damage. It kind of forces you to try and focus on the DK more than you would like to. So, if you're not going on him, this Radiance is slowly burning you away in these fights. And this is true. And possibly the Wraith King if he builds one, maybe the Brewmaster at some point. But yeah, this has been a DK build for a little while now. You just go Treads, double Bracer one. Possible Gold Curse.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I'll be honest, I have the 3 that he could have swapped. I think that was probably the one that I was least likely to achieve something. I was going to say, big potential swap steal from the Rubik. You know, if they go all in on somebody with the Epicenter or the Wraith King, GH might be able to swap somebody out here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I think playing against this Wraith King, he would have liked the Diffuse at maybe a little bit of a better time, but he has died a couple of times already, so unfortunate for him. Having that Diffuse up against the Wraith King, trying to burn through his mana before the ult goes off. Obviously really good up until he hits that level 20 mark.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's
To be fair, it's also really good against the Brewmaster as well to try and burn his mana before. Oh. Power's not even in deny range either. Just outside of it. Aiken's still holding a net worth advantage lead, even though it's slim. They're really being persistent about this mid-tier 1. MC? Stolen curse. They've used the epicenter, the sprint, and the curse here, though, so Liquid might be able to try and get back into the pit. Looks like they're actually going to leave it, though. Miracle's just wandering away. Really wants to farm this Radiance before they fight.
Roshan has fallen to the ground. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, I think it's up.
Invisibility.
Shout out to Mav. The old Wraith King video. Oh.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And this bot lane, oh my god, this wife. He's he doesn't even have a TP either, so he's just stuck here for a little while, unfortunately.
I'll take your whole mind. Go. Haste.
A gift from the goddess.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Hero trying to defend the top tier 1. Can they get the deny off?
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
GH still has this curse stolen. About 60 seconds left or so of it. I don't know if you saw, but it was green as well. Green curse. Wow.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, there's a lot of raw physical damage with this Deso and Armlet. You know, you think these heroes on Radiant might be tanky like the DK, but man with a sword might just chomp through them. But at the same time, something could be said for, you know, these qualifiers being straight after the major. The Liquid have had to travel around a little bit. You know, probably would have quite liked some rest before having to do the next lot of qualifiers as well, but you know, it's very fast-paced. Everything's happening one after the other.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower
I think
is
the
under
problem is
attack.
Liquid just want to avoid fights at this point. It's not that they feel like they need a BKB or anything. They just don't want to fight into this 3-life Wraith King. Like, that's scary.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The Doom. First strike still.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I love how MC's like, oh, you wanna swap me from stop me getting the black hole, huh? Well, I'll eat that. There you go. That's a really good fight for Liquid, though, because, like we said, this Dire draft, it feels like it's on a bit of a timer, so every time they mess up these high ground pushes, it does hurt their lineup a lot. You know, we saw this from... Who did we cast in CIS yesterday, where... Was it Team Spirit that kept messing up their high ground pushes, and eventually they just fed away their massive lead that they built up? So what's the plan for the Aiken now, though? What? How do they... Like, okay, you mess up this push, but then what's your next step? What, do they feel like they should just farm for another item here, or do they just want to keep going? I mean, but DK has his BKB as well, and if you look at this Dire lineup, the only physical damage is really coming from this Wraith King. Not coming on the courier, it's almost there. They got the swap. Look at bot lane. The bot lane's already pushing in.
Structures are fortified.
They even glyph it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom
Backs against the walls now. None of them have buyback, unfortunately.
Radiant
So,
structures
like you say,
are fortified.
this is going to be at least one set of rats. MC?
Radiant's middle tower is under Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Who will lead my kingdom now?
Don't mind if I do.
Dire are scanning.
To be fair for Liquid, considering how much they got caught with their pants down in the mid lane before, only losing one melee rax isn't really that bad. It could be worse. But yeah, Akency will definitely take that all day long. A second Roche, minimum respawn time's about to hit. So if Wraith can pick that one up again, allow Aiken to just group up and charge down mid. That's probably what they're looking for. It's up, pretty much. Wow.
Radiant are scanning.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised he's gone for this, like, BKB, possibly Blink build as well, when he's playing against these two BKB piercing. But at the same time, if he just pops a BKB in the middle of the fight, like we said, the Dire don't do too much physical damage. So he's almost like drawing a lot of attention to himself that they have to deal with him. I feel like Aiken are going to be... I feel like they have to go on this Enigma to bring him down at the start of the fight. And if he has this BKB, it makes it so much more difficult for them. Wow.
Your Shan has fallen to the Dire.
The 5-man potential on this Aiken City side is so strong just because like, they have this Wyvern heal, they have the Greaves on the Sand King. It's so scary. Got Vlad's on Brew. The Venge item build as well.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
It was. So the Aghanims works so that you can basically use it on creeps and everything as well.
You have done a great service.
Radiant's top shrine.
But you can also
has
cast your abilities on the Vengeful Spirit when you die, so you can just keep using this Wave of Terror. Cancel. I think you can just swap creeps. I think that's fine. Can you swap? I think you can in the Ags. I haven't seen this in ages, but...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Ow.
Bottom tower has fallen.
GH? He's in trouble here. Run! Look at the drawings. They're saying putting an arrow down mid, Wraith King DD. Here we go, boys. This is it.
Radiant's
Let's
middle
close out this
tower
game.
has fallen.
Yeah, he has the BKB ready to go now as well, so they're just a little bit wary here. Maybe want to just starve Liquid out of the map a little bit more, but Deja still has two and a bit minutes to go.
Are scanning.
When this DK forms down, how do Liquid defend? It's okay, but... He really... So smart.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, the curse! Kuro's in trouble. That's a dieback. A very expensive hold though. MC bought back, Kuro bought back, and GH bought back, I think. So apart from the 2 cores all expending their buybacks, but they did defend their base, and like you said, this Aegis is now disappearing. So they've weathered the storm a little bit. Possibly, but then like we said, there's these 2 BKB piercing stuns, so he has to hit like 4 people in, like, well, he has to hit both of the Venge and the Wyvern in the black hole to be able to stop it, to make it a full duration one, which I don't exactly, not necessarily, but I feel like you're waiting on a dire mistake at this point to try and win this game. I just want to say this jug has felt very lackluster this game.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen. Dire's top tower.
Sitting under an observer ward. They're just sitting under a dire observer on the high ground. I don't know if they were pushing up to try and, you know, de-ward the area. I didn't see, but
Radiant's middle base has fallen. Radiant's bottom. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
the Meteor Hammer.
Radiant's middle tower is fallen. Radiant's ancient is under attack.
So does this now mean that Aiken are the second best team in the world? Is that how it goes?
Drown them out at night with my TV. Try to ignore these thoughts that go back and forth inside my head. Should stop before I'm in too deep and I can't go back. Fire is burning through this silence. I can't take it, can't control this flame we started. You do a fire in my heart, yeah. Fire is burning through this silence. I can't take it, can't control this flame we started. You do a fire in my heart, yeah.
I can't wait to leave this town, 'cause lately I've been feeling down. The cold nights just don't feel the same. Oh, like my life inside a car. Hit the button, drive real far. But that record only die. I'm dreaming of you, I dream of a new life. Fight in the dark till we see the sunlight. My love, it's you can't wait to leave this town, 'cause lately I've been feeling down.
Honey, I'm a perfect 10. What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Oh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm trying to live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. 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 Whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. 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 Oh, yeah, I've discussed it with myself, and I'm disgusted with the way we're told to have a certain face. I stood and wait because we aren't pixels on a screen. No, we're human, we breathe. Every single thing we see curated. It's overrated. These expectations.
The slides will be there on ping in a second here.
My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm trying to live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to think. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. 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 Oh.
For coming into this qualifier, aside from VP and possibly Gambit, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, Navi, it looks like they might have some sort of idea.
Team Liquid's turn to ban. Team Secret's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Team Secret's turn to ban. 10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you know, unless they somehow lose all their games today, we'll definitely be seeing them at least qualify for the playoffs. But for them, you know, they want to be winning every single one of their games to finish top of the group. I think their two hard games that they've got left today are Liquid and OG. So they need to smash those out the way and just try and finish this group without dropping a game. For them would be the aim. You know, you have to say, you want to be constantly considered the best team in the world. You've got to be trying to win these regionals just flawlessly if you can.
Drow Ranger.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Can't wait for the mid-liquid sanking now. I think it's going to be... I think GH has played this every single time they've picked it up, but... Okay. I mean, they could play the Mind Control Sanking 3 and then the Shaman as the 4 as well. We'll have to see. Could be Shaman 5. Again, it's just a flex opener for Liquid here. Don't have to commit to anything just yet. But they have lots of catch and reach already for the Drow Ranger in between these two picks in the Sanking and the Shaman. What do they want to go for on Secret here? Do they want to pick some kind of core really early that works with the Drow Ranger? Do they just want to pick up like a solid support here? I mean, Enigma's still in the pool as well, if they really want to go for it.
Team Secret's turn to bat.
Earthshaker.
Yeah, I like the Earthshaker. It gives them really long initiation range, which... when you're playing against the Shaman, having the Fisher to be able to cancel his shackles and whatnot is really nice. Obviously, gives you really good lockdown for your team as well. Good team fight. Like, allows them to already, possibly, you can kind of see them maybe grouping up around this Earthshaker, around the blink timing, if they're ahead at that point in the game and just forcing structures down.
Team Liquid's turn to ban. Team Secret's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I'll be honest, I'm very surprised they didn't pick Rubik for this when they see this Sanking and Shaman, especially with the Apsor on their team. Maybe they've got a gentleman's agreement of like no Rubik.
Team Liquid's turn to ban.
I like this Medusa ban from Liquid, by the way. Secret banning Sniper. Medusa obviously one of the best heroes. Sniper obviously one of the best heroes against Dusa, being able to keep your range all the time. But take out the Dusa in return. Would have been really good with the Drow as well. Possibly, yeah. Mid one's been owning on that hero at the most recent major. He was very good.
5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Okay. Down out the OD obviously would have been very nice as well with the Drow. Obviously having that attack speed to help you build up the int even quicker. Very nice. What do they go for here? Do they want to show where the Sanking's playing now and play like pick their 3, 4, 5 as their first 3, or do they want to pick a core here? Normally, when we cast games, I have a decent idea of what's going on in the draft. This is like so next level between these two. I have no idea what they're going to do. It's really... like they have decent wave clear. They've got decent catch between these two heroes so far. Do they want just to pick up some kind of core they're comfortable with here? Would be my guess. So maybe something like a Viper might be okay, or a Lycan maybe to get on top of the Drow might be okay. It works with the Shaman in terms of pushing ability.
Team secrets.
Difficult
Turn
call.
to pick.
Oracle.
Okay.
Seconds remaining.
It's still mid-sanking, dude, remember, anyway.
5 seconds remaining.
Right, so if you're secret now, you're probably going to pick Puppy's hero here. Witch Doctor's still in the pool if they want to go for it. Give some good sustain. I think you kind of want a range hero to work with the Drow Aura as well. Always nice. Abaddon's still in the pool if they want it, though. Obviously, very good purge up against the Shaman spells. What else is there? A decent catch. I feel like they just want something that wins the lane. But maybe like a Bane as well, but playing against Oracle. Probably not the support you want to be going for.
Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Vengeful spirits.
Okay, so it could still be Zai's hero. Gives them really good pushing potential now as well, but most likely to be Puppy, I think. We've been seeing Zai play the offlane Venge every now and then. Again, it's still a flex pick for them, so they can just wait to see what Liquid pick here and then just round off their draft themselves. I think the Secret have to be a little bit wary of a possible Storm
10
pick.
seconds remaining.
Secret. It's really good reach to get on top of the Oracle straight away at the start of the fight. And at some point in this game, when he builds a BKB at the moment, the Storm's going to have a free game. I think Liquid have to be wary of that.
Team Secret's turn to pick. Templar Assassin.
Ooh. Kind of. I mean, the TA is like a nice hero to pick here just because it's going to do okay mid no matter what it's against now. Like you were talking about before, I think a lot of the bad matchups have already gone. The only one that's left, I think, is Razor, which does pretty well against TA in the mid lane.
5 seconds remaining.
And especially with the Drow Ranger. But then you have Drow Ranger of Razor as your two cores. It's a little bit awkward. I feel like you want to put Nisha on something that's a little bit, scales a little bit better. He's not used to playing these TBs, these Deuces, the Morphlings. Been playing a little bit of AM as well, but not really what you want to be going for this game, I don't think. I don't think so.
Team Liquid's turn to ban.
Huskar!
Oh. Liquid are like, we're 1-3. We can't wait for this really good game against Secret that we're gonna have. Oh. Oh, there's a Huskar. I mean, TA, you have decent damage to last it with, but when the Huskar starts getting a few levels online, he's really going to bully you out the lane. So yeah, this Huskar should be absolutely fine. What's their answer to this now, though? This Huskar. They don't... I mean, I was going to say they don't really have much of a save on their team like an Oracle or a Dazzle, but they've got this Venge with the swap available, so this Huskar's going to be standing at the front sieging towers. If he's ever in trouble, just swap him out. TA in a side lane feels,
Turn to battle.
yeah, really sad, like you say. I think if Secret just pick up some kind of big team fight here, like a,
Team
I
Secret.
don't know, like a Tide or a Brewmaster or something. Yeah, like an Enigma. Like that's another good example. They're just gonna group up and go. Like this is really scary. Really scary for Liquid. I mean, sorry. Look at the push potential at like the 15-minute mark for Secret. Like they're gonna have this Helmet Dom on the Enigma. They've got the Drow Aura. This Huskar's gonna be massive. They've got the Venge with the Vengeance on the Wave of Terror. They've got like maybe, you know, Yapso can get a blink roughly around that 15-minute mark as well.
5 seconds.
That's gonna be
remaining.
such a huge power spike for them. They have like okay wave clear on Liquid as well, but it's not like they're playing Wyvern or something where it's really far away wave clear. Like the Shaman has to get relatively close where he can get jumped by this Earthshaker or the Venge. Like Sand King has to run in with Sandstorm to clear the wave as well. So when these pushes come in from Secret, they're really going to struggle to deal with them at the moment. I feel like they've been left to pick too much from their last pick.
You may now select your heroes.
Ooh. I'll be honest, I still feel Secret's draft is more likely to win for me. But we talked about the Lycan possibility earlier in the draft. It has come out in the end. I like it. It's a good way of getting on top of the Drow. It's okay against Huskar as well, like you say. Try and get through him quickly. But I just feel like as long as Secret get off to a good start, and between the Earthshaker, the Venge, and the Enigma, like this supporting cast behind the two cores of Secret, I feel like they should be okay if they can hit this really good timing, especially around the first Roche. They can get that Aegis for themselves.
Prepare for battle.
So, yep, so obviously starting with the boots, yeah, he is. This is a standard build at the moment. You just get the boots and the 2 clarities, just wandering around, trying to get some Fissure blocks off. Especially with this Huskar on his team. I mean, if this TA ever gets blocked off by a Fissure, she's in trouble. From the Radiant, I feel maybe they thought that Liquid were going to be playing. They might have thought that Liquid were going to be putting a sentry that would have blocked off the normal spots. They just want to put it further along so that they can see the rune all the time. You know, possibly see any rotations coming towards mid as well. It's like if you're this Lycan right in the safe lane, you kind of don't want your support to be with you against the Enigma because you can't really pressure the Enigma out of lane. The wave's always going to be coming towards him, so you might see this Lycan support in the lane rotating towards mid a lot.
The battle begins.
Yeah, but when you have the Earthshaker on your team, he wants to block the wave, like you see. There's an Enigma as well. They can't really contest the runes that well. So they're quite happy to just set their lanes up the right way instead. You're going to block again with the... No, he's just going to let the range creep go instead.
Denied.
First blood. First blood. You better get used to it.
I was gonna say, this is like some guy in a pub. He's like, oh, as if this matchup isn't hard enough, I have to play against Drow War and a Shaker roaming around onto me as well. Like, please just leave mid alone. Let me have a game. Like, come on, guys. Yeah, when you're Liquid here, you really just want to force the 2 support spot because they're a little bit greedy. Jidge. I mean, this is just a trade. This is just a trade farm lane, but obviously, when you have an Enigma in the lane, Zai's going to be very happy with that. Just constantly denying the range creeps. Down in the spot lane as well. Ooh. That's definitely moving around. I wonder at what point he has to just try and start jungling here on the Miracle, because already you see mid one's just bullying him off the lane completely.
Chill out.
The thing is, though, is like it's really good that you're pressuring this Drow Ranger in the lane because it forces the 2 supports to sit here and sap his XP to stop the Drow Ranger getting closer to 6. But at some point in this game, when Nisha does get 6, he's just going to hit that top Radiant jungle with where the Ancients are and just catch up. Like, and if mid 1 and Zai are both having an absolutely free game at this point, is it worth pressuring the Drow this much? But the thing is, I don't see a better situation for Liquid in the laning stage with the setup. It's very difficult for them. Miracle has had to go back to jungle already. Not nice for him, but there's, you know, it's the best scenario, unfortunately, with the way the game's going.
Now.
Just might be in trouble.
Wish fulfilled.
Elemental gold.
There's still one hovering around on the top side after Zai picked one up just because he wants to get back to lane, but I'm sure someone will go and pick it up at some point. Yeah, exactly. Oh. Maybe I have a feeling he might have meant to say that Miracle's missing, that we should do something, but I think he accidentally nipped him instead. But yeah, I mean, with this Earthshaker, like you say, there's not really anything they can do mid. So,
Wait some more. Radiant structures are fortified.
Look at GH and Courage just walking all the way top towards Zai. He might be in a little bit of trouble here. They really don't want to let him take this tier 1 tower with the catapult.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
My social ends
Up bot lane.
Lanes are lined with the likes of you.
So Miracle's actually got more XP than the Huskar at the moment just because of how well he's been jungling and how efficiently he's been doing. It's very surprising. He obviously doesn't have as much net worth because of the early start, but obviously a lot of the creeps are small.
Cold.
The top lane though as well. Yasuo really wants to make a play around the black hole here.
Invisibility.
Okay, so Zai's actually not... Ooh. There's a point in meld as well, so there is that little bit of extra burst from him. No. Bot lane as well.
Radiant's
MC.
bottom tower is under attack.
It looked to be like such a clean game for Liquid. Like they knew the Shaker was there because Miracle scouted him out before, but thought they could burst down the Enigma before Yapsor could do anything about it. But unfortunately, with the way that Zai's built, because he has this buckler, he's a little bit more tanky than they possibly would have thought. Especially from this physical damage coming through from the TA. He's third in net worth. Bid one's gone.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Nisha, bot as well. Oh. He should just about manage to TP out there before they had any more stuns up to cancel his TP as well.
Middle tower is under attack.
Is he the greatest of all time? It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult to say if there's a greatest of all time without talking about different positions as well, because like how do you compare a 4 to a 1? It's very difficult. Oh, come on, man. Don't do this to me. But he now needs to hit that level 6. He's going to hit that Radiant top jungle like we talked about. Mid lane. Got the sentry down though. What? Oh, he turned his armlet off as the core stick went off. Oh. It's won. I'm really happy I didn't carry on that conversation about the greatest of all time, because I was about to say something about mid one as well, but after that, you know, we've got to reassess our options, I think.
Invisibility.
Yeah, interesting skill build from Puppet as well. Normally we see people max out the Wave of Terror just for the extra physical damage amp, you know, Roche potential and whatnot. Oh, actually mid lane, hang on here. The mech.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Now Secret are all gathered around the mid lane. They might just look to try and push this tier 1 down here. She, you know, based around side with this mech, with Puppy, taking the auras.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant structure.
So Yap's also about 1,000 gold away from his blink. We talked about that 15-minute mark. He's going to be a little bit slower than that, unfortunately for him, but it's still going to be at a decent time, especially when he's gone for the Tranquil Soaring first.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire are scattered. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Has fallen to the Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
But at the same time, for Liquid, they at least get something in return. They get the bot tier 2, so not completely free for Secret. I think Liquid understand that without the Lycanroc, they can't really contest that Roche pit. Very difficult for them, and they'll take whatever they can get off the map. I wonder if this Enigma is going to build like a Crimson Guard after the Greaves this game, or whether he just wants to go Arcane's mech, then go for like some other kind of ore item, or if he'll finish the Greaves. There's a few different choices for Zai this game. I feel like you really want to, you know, base your whole item timings around this early push that they can go for. The Enigma, like possibly, but will he go for Greaves? Like he's got Blink queued up now. Yes.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied. Radiant are scanning.
Elemental gold.
Same time, the Miracle's pushing down bots, so Secret are going to have to send somebody to deal with this. You know, they're not going to freely be able to take all these towers. The Absol's going to be the one that has to deal with this. He really wants to finish off his blink here as well, but with Oracle and Lycan rotating in, Secret have to be a little bit careful here, especially Absol.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Look at Zai coming in though. She's gone. remember that Miracle Tough game that we talked about? What happened? I mean, he's just been free farming for like the whole game so far, it feels like, in the jungle. Like, Secret haven't really contested him because they've been more focused on trying to hit their own item timings and then grouping up. But in the meantime, you know, Miracle's farmed up this Deso. He's got the Blink coming out in the Courier as well. Completely taken over this game. He can blow any of these Secret heroes up now, it feels like.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh. I mean, like, Secret have this Aegis, or they had the Aegis, sorry, but they weren't able to do anything with it at all. Like, Liquid just forced them back to their base and kind of just picked them off one by one. And Miracle jumping in and finish off Nisha first in that fight completely destroys them. It gets rid of the aura, gets rid of the silence as well, which is, you know, really good against this Sand King, the Shaman, even the Oracle as well. Matum is really close to this Necro 3 now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I don't think so, no. I might be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure I played it recently and I don't think you could. What?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I don't think so. It's night time. If they would have had a ward on the high ground, they wouldn't have seen it. They get a Helm of Dom kill though.
Radiant's top tower
Nice,
is
200
under
gold to
attack.
Nisha.
Radiant's top tower has
Yeah, they're doing
fallen.
very well. It's not like the Huskar Drow lineup doesn't scale though. You know, Drow scales better than she ever used to, just because of how the new marksmanship works, avoiding armor and whatnot. But this Lycan makes the Drow's game so hard. He's just gonna run into the middle of these fights and absolutely munch this Drow down. So she does have to be careful with his positioning. I guess positioning doesn't even really help that much when the dog's just going to run after you anyway. No, there's not. And it's that's a good shout, but it's going to take a little while for Zybe wants to farm up towards that. But the way that the fast tempo that Liquid are playing here. Here comes the Lycan. What an FP! GH is finding Yapsor. Oh. No, he's there. What? Bamboozled.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
You have to be careful. To be careful here, because if you've used all your spells and Black Hole's still up from Zai. Not really. They still have Echo on Shaker as well. I think you just get the tier 3 and get out here.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
got to be careful there for Liquid, because especially with the second Roche about to spawn, you take a bad fight on their high ground there, all of a sudden, you know, if it's an early Roche spawn, Secret are just going to waddle into the pit and take that for themselves. And the commanding lead that they're in, you really want to make sure you play around this next Aegis timing for yourself. I haven't really seen much from Yapzor this game. He's kind of been picked off a lot at the start of fights.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Anything from you.
There are some things you won't live to see, such as tomorrow.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, unfortunately for Secret, they can't really turn this into anything though, because all their lanes are pushed in towards them. You know, you just got to take this time just to carry on farming, push your waves up back the other way, try and get ready to set up for that Roche. BH is so rich on the Shaman. He has Blink Aetherlens and he's working towards that BKB now as well. 7.2k net worth. Almost, you know, he's only 1,000 gold away from mid one. What? Oh, Yapzor, I fucked up, but don't worry. I'll just swap him again.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it would have been really nice for them if they got the pick off into the Roche, but like you say, it's just not going their way, unfortunately, this game, with the timings. GH has to be a little bit careful down here. Oh, he blinks away from the Fissure.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
But guess who's building a halberd back the other way on the Liquid side? It's MC up in this top lane farming it up. They're really good against the Drow and the Huskar, and without both of the damage coming off from them in the same fight, I don't really see how they take down these cores from Liquid. You need the constant damage from both the Drow and the Huskar, I feel.
Double damage!
You're going to see... It's a part of the game now where both teams are going to start just, you know, hanging around the pit. It's just a Mexican standoff. With the way that Drow works, obviously the lanes are going to just push out in favour of Secret. This range creep in the bot lane just going to town. They both just want to play around their high grounds, though. Really difficult for either team.
I'll take your tribute.
Yeah. This is the thing, if you're Liquid, if you keep pushing this bot lane, somebody's going to have to deal with it. Like, Secret aren't going to be able to take this Roche for free if you really threaten this high ground. Here they go. Tiffy's gone.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower.
Oh my god. What?
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Two sets of rats just gone.
Radiant's middle tower. Your shot has fallen to the down. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
On the Echo.
I'll take you.
Wow. So obviously, Secret understand they're going for this Roche. So Liquid call them out on their bluff and say, well, if you're going for a Roche, we're just going to play on the other side of the map and smash your buildings in. I didn't actually see what happened. I saw him the end of the Epi from my control, but he just absolutely dismantled 3 heroes by himself. And at the same time, Miracle and... Matumbaman just take 2 sets of racks by themselves, and like it's amazing you get this Echo black hole off, but you've already lost your buildings. Like, Secret do okay in that engagement in their base, but they're not going to get anything to show for it apart from the kills. You know, they're 14k net worth behind all of a sudden.
Are scanning.
I think that's fine though, honestly. Just having that extra aura available in the team fights. Unfortunately, there's so much burst damage coming out from the Dire side, especially the 2 cores. Like Miracle's blowing people up. Matumbaman does a huge amount of damage between all of his summons as well.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Thing is, the way that GH is going to play this fight though is that he's going to blink in BKB, cast a shackle on a key target, get really low for all the auto attacks from somebody, and then he can just pop the cheese and still be in the middle of the fight. So I kind of understand why he's got the cheese. He might still pass it across, but honestly, him having it is not a bad thing. Yeah, but at the same time, you really don't want to throw away your lead here. Your Liquid. You've got to play it safe. I don't know if they click on it, they'll see, obviously. Oh, what an initiation.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I saw that ending from miles.
Mind control with this Ags on the Sand King has such a big initiation range. Really difficult for Secret. I love what Matumbaman did in that fight as well on the Lycan. He just sent all of his summons on the Enigma to cancel his blink to stop him from getting into the middle of this fight. Really well played by Matumbaman. Yeah, you forced out the buyback from mid one. You might as well chill until you have all your spells up again. No reason to force a bad fight when you don't have everything up. And you just go and take all the bounties for yourself as well.
I'll take your tribute.
The thing is, like, the way if you see Secret at the moment, they're just stuck in their base. Like, Liquid don't care if they're all just stuck in their base. They're not farming. They're not doing anything. You can just carry on farming up if you're Liquid to just, you know, build your advantage. Are there any key items they're waiting for? Not really. It's like an Orchid on TA might be nice, but he wants to save for the buyback just in case, I think, at this point. Is huge. man, if Miracle ever gets a bash with the talent at 25. Oh. Okay. Shui's just been sitting here the whole time. But who knows? Because, like, but the same thing, you talk about the Blink BKB on side, but if Mutumman plays the fight the way he did last time. The Yules. Go buyback.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, there's that big black hole that you talked about. Yapsor's still really struggling in these fights to get his spells off. He tried to walk into the middle of the black hole to get his Echo Slam afterwards, but somebody used him up in the air. I think it might have been mind control, just to stop him from just getting that Echo off, and he is really struggling. I don't know. It's almost like they're, you know, two of the best teams in the world. Most. There's a DD. Fun. I'm surprised. I honestly thought he would have bottled that there, ready for the next big engagement. But... Secret, they're still just stuck inside. This is like, it's amazing that you win fights like this, and yeah, you like start to build up your lead again, but at some point in this game you have to take the enemy throne. Like, you have to push buildings, and it's going to take probably about at least another 2 of those fights to be able to do that, I feel. Going on Nisha. Capsule's gone though. I finally look like. You look for Yapsor that he might get a big ult off, but all of a sudden mind control just with a big counter initiation there to stop any follow-up. That could have been huge there for the Secret, but they could manage to get away with only a couple of casualties there. It could have been a lot worse after that Echo Slam. Oh.
Illusion.
Blessings.
Lycan is getting absolutely ripped through in these fights, by the way, at the moment. Like, Mutumba Man doesn't... He has AC. Like, it's not like he doesn't have much armor. But the way Drow works, obviously, with this marksmanship, he's just ripping through him still. Now, if she survives that initial burst, then she just kind of stands in the back line. And if they control the Lycan up, there isn't a huge amount of jump left to be able to get on top of Nisha, which Liquid are really struggling to deal with her at the moment, especially with this E-Blade. It's really difficult for them to lock Nisha and kill her. Liquid, you just need to shove these wards down. You know, GH is going to get refresher eventually. If you can get that level 25 talent with the Serpent Ward's HP, yeah, he's going to pick up the refresher shard here as well. You just need to take a good fight on the high ground with the wards. Like, if you just shove 2 sets of wards down, just blink in on the enemy and let the wards finish off the buildings. But if you take a bad fight for Liquid, it doesn't really matter at that point. You should be able to get megas just from the double set of wards. She's so rich. Look at his net worth. Which a nice reward. Okay. A risky play, but fair enough.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Look at the snakes! The snake's on the throne!
Oh, this
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Yo.
Dire team ban.
Here we are. Dota, perfect. Next, the game of the day, Navi versus Empire. We've been talking a lot about Virtus Pro. We just saw them win the game 5-0. There's one more team and that is also undefeated, and it is Navi. 4-0 up against Empire. We're sitting at 1-3 right now. This is their first game of the day. They need to put some points on the board if they want to stay alive. But Navi, they're looking very, very good indeed. So good.
Radiant
they just came off a win against Windstrike as well.
Looking at the standings, there are like 4 teams that are fighting for survival. Black Hornets, Windstrike, Empire, and Team Spirit. These 4 remaining games that they have. Meanwhile, Navi looking to keep their clean sheet, get 5-0 and tie it up with Virtus Pro. Take off later on. If Navi beats this, that one's gonna. They need to win this person.
10 seconds.
Indeed. Despite Swoon, they're not actually out yet necessarily. They need some hope from some of these other.
Fate is no longer in their hands.
Yeah, pretty much. It seems highly unlikely that they'll make it through, but yeah, again, putting points on the board, it's very important. The draft going. Team Empire select the Doom. Seems like one of the more popular heroes in this particular region.
Looking at what's been banned, like the example, Duke feels very confident. We've seen Virtus Pro play Earthshaker today. I wonder if Navi want to go for that approach. I was thinking Nyx, but they already picked it before I managed to say it out loud.
I don't know what's ever gonna believe you.
Exactly. Like Nyx is one of those heroes that can always stun the Doom if needed. But Nyx and Doom aren't like the pair that go hand in hand. Nyx is kind of like preparing for what Team Empire want to line up that the Doom gives benefit to. So Doom is the synergy hero to another that Nyx is put down. Got Centaur, which is one of those hand heroes. I think and I hope what we saw in the last major. Centaur, before the bounty rune spawn, run under the tower, get your 13 stacks of retaliate, eat a few tangos, test the bounties, hit for massive amount, or save it for the laning stage. I hope to see it looks cheesy, but it is something that you very like broken. It sounds
like what, like a glitch in the Matrix, you know. I'm pretty sure that Ice Rock designed that whoever did it did not have that in mind necessarily, but yeah, it sounds pretty effective for sure. Because even level 1 retaliate if you have to pull stats. Ridiculous motherfucker.
However, for Bane, this is a very common CIS pick. You'd like to pick up. Also, like a preparing count. Also, a very strong laner. And makes the Doom duration insanely long with it. So you can, like, the Doom duration, I think, was 15 or 16 seconds. With Rubik stealing Doom passive, he gets it to 21.5 seconds of Doom. So if you got Bane gives even more status resistance reduction. leave someone for almost like 5 seconds, and that is a long period of time. So if you get that Doom, it becomes even more dangerous than the original
Radiant
version.
team back.
Never actually considered that interaction, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Resistance friction really is.
Harasser for lane 2.
You can trade very well against most heroes with Quick Tap. Pretty good right click damage. Nightmare also going to be very handy throughout the game, really, just to maybe even try
10
out the
seconds
Centaur
remaining.
Warrunner on his ultimate. If you will try to run away, you just Nightmare
5
him. And
seconds
same with the Nyx.
remaining.
Yes, by Carapace, Nightmare him, wait it out. Plenty of things that the Vayne can do in the game.
I like how they banned the Medusa and TA because even they both look very good targets. Medusa maybe even less because Medusa can just fight through Doom, but both heroes that require a lot of effort to take down.
Radiant
When you're up against 2 stunners, it's just not gonna happen. It's too risky to go for that kind of engagement where you know that you're gonna get stunned while you're trying to burst or sustain an opponent's main hero. Or break the refraction shield charges first. You're actually getting a hand on the next Centaur. Huddle or Navi brings another extra piece for their fight. Ignis is very scary to fight against, especially when you've got Bane and Doom don't have the fastest attack animations. Like, Doom is never gonna be able to hit the Ignis. Like, I don't feel like he can get one single right click. It's so slow.
The Terror Blade certainly can. It's very fast, and he also has illusion. Quick pick after the Coddle. There's some issues with that as well, though, just because of the blinding light, perhaps. Terror Blade a little bit less effective than he wants to be. Navi, like, they're mixing and matching the same kind of heroes that they've been picking so far. Like, they had the Ember up against the Birds yesterday. They also played Centaur, and just now against Moonstrike they also played the Coddle, so nothing new perhaps, but they have the strategy that they're fitting all of these heroes in, and it seems like a pretty decent one. I mean, as I said, the team fight is pretty damn good. You have a good number of stuns. Now with the Ember, you also have a good amount of magical damage that can tail quite well into the late game, which is very important against Terror Blade. If you go for Maelstrom, but you can also just always add a Battle Fury on top of that if you need more.
Also adding on, like, they're picking for Spirit pretty confidently here against the Doom Bane, but also the reason why they're doing that is you've got a hero that can split push, but Team Empire are going to need
Radiant
2 heroes to set up one
Admiral
Ember Spirit while
Combat.
he's split pushing. So if they want to get their Doom off on the Ember, Doom and Bane both have slow animations, and Ember can still possibly save himself, so you need to, like, break the Lincolns and then use something past, like, Fuels or an Orchid or something like Silencer. Neither of these heroes built that type of a build, but then you've got Kunkka now.
10 seconds
Kunkka's great
remaining.
against the
Dire
Coddle
team
and the
back.
Ember. Scary about the Tiebringer stunning himself, but you can work around the Nyx. That Kunkka is definitely an answer against the Embers.
Good, not just against that, I mean, so again, with the Stampede, if you try to use that defensively, Kunkka will be able to drag one of them. Or even just Coddle, that guy is super freaking fast on his
10
force.
seconds.
Control, any sort of positioning
5
or positional
seconds
manipulation is certainly going to be handy. Plus, it allows you to just take these kind of team fights yourself the moment you're at level 6, level 7. With that quote, ultimate. Very strong hero.
Sandking Band just a bit away from Empire's initiation. Really gonna need to stun and stop. Seconds actually are running out of instantly ban some right after. They have power damage, they have patch, fight. Missing maybe the stun is what they need here. What kind of stun? Like this is starting to look, unless they want to put Bane on the supports. But the Kunkka mid against the Ember.
10 seconds
I'm more
remaining.
thinking Bane Dooms. Mid, sure.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's
Navi's Navi's reaction could be to send the Ember to the safe because you don't want the
Grimstroke.
Okay. Reposition Doom, Grimstroke, still actually in the pool, which gives you a lot of extra options now. Double Doom is very, very powerful without the Bane amplification on that. Double Phoenix Grip, I think, also works probably. Should,
Yeah.
right?
Should,
10
yeah.
seconds remaining.
I was actually surprised to see that Grimstroke is still in the pool.
5 seconds
Now you
remaining.
can pick. Yeah, why not? Almost every. Something that I talk a lot with Kips. Ease of execution. One usually has it way more. And do they want to take? Could be a good time to use that. Punish the Dire lineup when punish the Radiant lineup already somewhat ahead.
Yep.
Can push before Navi can.
Absolutely perfect.
All right.
You're a trusty mate.
Here we are again.
Absolutely perfect.
You don't have the sack.
Of course, cue the voice. Throwing that out, Snake. Oh, I think he got left hanging. 5. A little bit late, Magical. It's too late.
I was actually casting the Disneyland Major in Finnish for the Finnish channel Thursday. I had to mute the beat because of the voice line. I'm sorry for that, but I just had to do it to keep my focus on. And there we see Blissey is doing it. He is doing it.
He's just walking back home now to heal on.
He can. Plenty of time. He doesn't need to be there for the bounties. Walk up to lane. He's got 7 stacks to retaliate, which equals to. That's like 100 damage.
30 seconds
plus the 64 on his. So it's gonna hit like for 100. And on a target like Doom, who has no armor, or like 5 right clicks and he's dead.
This kind of play, that's on the level of like Shadow Fiend with Clockwork Pop. One of these things where, well, I guess they have an advantage that they're not supposed to have, really. There's nothing we can do about it.
Well, it reads in the patch notes, so it's a feature, not a bug.
If it was an actual bug, then it was fixed already, because Valve was very good with it.
Talking about patches, what are you actually expecting? Like, for one thing, that it's a hero or the game? What is the anticipated thing? Something that might sound big.
A small
thing.
I don't spend a lot of time about that stuff.
Theory crafting.
There's a few things like a few heroes that are clearly a little bit too strong. Perhaps with the Draw Ranger on the marksmanship, on the Ancients, maybe that gets taken away. Darks here, maybe you try and do something about that hero. A little bit weaker just because he's so strong in the lane.
For
So
me,
nothing specific, nothing. What do you think of?
For me, it would be the Morphling's agility strength gain on the last strength and dropping 16 or 15.
Well, remaining stage
We'll see.
start to take shape here. Crystallize down bottom, hitting creeps as much as it can. So far, not all of it. Like, I mean, he's been spamming the Illuminates, but now he's out of mana, which is slightly annoying. Portal, not necessarily the best lane support. If you get the harassment out with the Illuminate, like, you're also pushing the weight.
Yeah, like the way the safely auto support on Radiant was basically farm from the easy camp with a quick level 2, so you can yourself chakra magic like he does. He's probably going to be doing it right now, farming that, maybe even stacking. Now he's actually blocking the heart. He's actually doing it on purpose. He's using the other pocket. Word on it.
Good team students consistently, just make sure that Doom doesn't have an easy act. Good read, but yeah, actually only has one. The Swiftness Aura for the attack speed, not all that useful, but Thunderclap is a 150 damage nuke on 50 mana. Very, very powerful.
Very, very mana. That is stronger than the Oracle's Q. 20 for 75.
And stronger than Shadow Shaman. 40 on the Unicorn. And it's AoE too, so you get multiple heroes. More value out of that. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Ideally, you still perhaps want the Cider just for the health regen. The nuke is also just as strong, except it costs twice as much mana. Doom doesn't have the highest mana pool, so can't necessarily use Doom. So far, so good. Top lane.
Centaur's actually leading turret lane. So yeah. 9-7.
That's small camp being blocked from top lane now, which is able to de-ward them.
Dire structures are
The
falling.
lane control
Lane of the Kyrgyzstani boys, Blizzy and Dayats. Up barn. It's actually a first bullet already. Bottom lane. It's a pretty deep dive, let's say, and not.
Something that you normally see in Dark Side. Pretty tanky hero, I mean 8's plus 2 armor under the tower. You have health point.
Also, what I realized here in the top lane as they're fighting against the Terrorblade, just pops Metamorph. Every illusion hit gives a retaliate stack. Full stack.
Yes,
You can just happily farm hits from the illusion. Doesn't really do any damage, but more like creates a more grievous situation. Now he's got the damage. If Ayas can just find himself a good stun, pull it up with the Centaur's hoop stomp, throw in a couple of right clicks. Like Ayas right now is just soloing a TB, like no gear.
Kind of crazy to think about, right? He's doing a decent amount of damage just with right clicks against this high armor Terrorblade, but of course he doesn't have the high health pool. So effective HP is still relatively similar, I would argue. As long as he has tangos, that high base region on Nyx Assassin as well will allow him to make these kind of trades without having to worry about continuing his impact. Nice little movement there with the illusion, so making sure that the creeps don't actually aggro on the main armor. Empire doing the best they can up here, but yeah, Blizzy is getting all the CS in the world, on the Antennize even. Now, Star Magic connects. More right clicks here with the LE8. Some more.
Right click.
Another one. Dual King,
Yeah,
left,
he's got
right.
2 hits again.
Can you get him? Another one.
One more.
Oh.
Oh no. That was well played by Dream there. The creeps were helping him out of it. And BP Jimmy.
He tried. But he needs to walk back home, doesn't he? Or to the
He
shrine,
could have
I
gotten
guess.
a kill if he didn't cancel that one right. fog.
Since the illusion of the high ground first. Because he anticipated Zayats. So if he takes a long way around, make sure that he can't get sniped. So yeah, I mean, making the most out of the situation.
They're applying a lot of pressure on this Naga. Not exactly the strongest fighter if he doesn't have any backup bottles doing jungle farming. He's only got 7 CS actually. They're gonna go crystallize again.
They are. The insult is coming with the stun. Extra damage here from that E, but yeah, not enough to save him, but enough to get the counter kill. That maybe not. And okay, just enough. But hey, Sayuk, he was not done yet. Seneko also dropping down. Very worthwhile exchange there for Demon.
The Devour and Tango region was almost enough on the dude to get out of harm's way, but followed up there by Zayats.
It's always like to say, almost doesn't get you anything, Dota, so at least he does go down. But, well, Nagasauer not really part of that exchange. And Crystallizer just says, alright, enough is enough, I'm just gonna bundle it up. One of these heroes that can do that very easily with the illusions and the Riptide. But that does open up the bottom lane for Zayats to actually get to levels, which... These kind of movements is something that I very much like, especially if you have a hero like Nyx, who hits such a huge power spike once he hits, yeah, that ultimate.
And also the combination of the bottom lane of Doom and Grimstroke have a combined CS score of 44. But it
okay, actually not doing as wasn't doing as well in mid as I would have. It's yet. Medical was able to keep up quite nicely in the CS department. Of course, might be jungle creeps, but network-wise, yeah, that network difference a little bit more pronounced.
So this is pretty awkward for Crystallize though. Level 6. Zayats is now actually getting XP in the lane, but he's also struggling to get CS on the right damage to make sure of that. But he's getting XP. Once he gets the Vendetta, start putting some movement around on the map, maybe remnants for Spirit, maybe easy pick off something that I show up for. We won't be able to get this region. Sick with it. Empty bottle. Kinger's he's just baiting him into the river. Forcing the Ember to use even more mana to get out. Top lane.
Coming in, does connect on Blizzy, now TP coming through. All up slow, so Stampede ends, and it is Kodos. He can drag him right back into into the tower just before the storm connects. He started stabbing in a little bit.
He had some PTSDs that missed the kill on the Turblade early on. Wanted to use the Stampede, still got stunned and left without a kill. Like, yeah. Bad moment there, but it's a valiant effort. Empire is still doing fine.
Doing very well, in fact. I mean, King R. Look at the vision that he's planned. Look at this Observer Ward cover. It'd be almost the entire map. And that includes the Radiant Jungle, which Naga would like to farm. Right now, Crystallize is over on the other side of the triangle. But maybe can make some sort of rotation if she ever goes back from there. Doom does his ultimate now, heading 7. Also very close to the drums after the phase, so he's getting what he wants. Terrorblades, again, another one of these heroes that doesn't really have much of an issue. Rotating into the jungle and farming that up. 10 minutes later, he still comes out with a whole bunch of items. Poses some
and if the situation looks favorable, he can also use the Metamorph to just clear ancient camps too.
So he was looking for him.
At least he knows now that there's been around that area. TV is probably going to be there farming the dire side. As he is. And there we go, Metamorph. Expected. But like this is an area which Navi want to heavily contest in the minutes to come. Take away all that vision. So ganks into that area with smokes. Waiting what is their actual smoke time gank time. Nyx is going for a Meteor Hammer. Model doesn't really have an impact yet.
Mako's the one who's sent towards the bottom lane, but with that commitment up top from Navi, Empire is trying to match that rotation, but he got the light just to kill Illuminate. gets rid of at least one creep wave, but now the catapult has arrived. Should be able to trade for this. Unless there's some sort of reaction from Navi, which I think not. Take them a little while longer, perhaps.
Radiant structures are
Siege creeps are pretty strong.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Talking about those 5 kills in how many minutes?
Is under attack.
Yeah, here we go.
Like one of those games. This is like what we've seen in the last few minutes. It is only like on both sides, the strongest heroes sitting in lanes and both carries sitting in jungle.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
That's the bottom tower gone. That's away from the Naga. Still feeling like the bottom side half of the map is gonna where all the fighting's gonna be. They both also want to, yeah, they both want to secure the Radiant jungle, but they also want to pressure the Dire triangle.
I mean, both teams have a lot of wards in this Radiant jungle, so that alone is an indication that they will probably want to fight around that vision, but in the end, unbeknownst to each other perhaps, none of them is going to have much of an advantage because of that. But yeah, for now, Tier 2 is actually going to be gone on. They keep that catapult alive, Lizzie. Still hitting pretty damn hard with that retaliate. So it's finally going to force a bit of reaction here from the Konkan. There's so much damage being done to the Tier 2 already. It's crazy.
The smoke's about to run out. Find magic.
Oh, he's not even walking to the river though. Martin! Oh, I didn't see him! There was like a second where Magical maybe looked a little bit ahead, didn't have his camera on his hero. A little bit of Doom coming out, but a little
You can't
too
have
slow
your
for
eyes on your
himself.
back all the time. But that was one moment where you maybe skipped a heartbeat. Probably even if he still got Doom, probably wouldn't have gone down because the shrine right next to him that is up. Rotate there, turn around.
Don't think he gets there. Doom comes out, you walk up with Infernal Blade, Thunderclap slow, run down with...
If he connects them both, then yeah, it's a bit of a distance. It's possible. Then again, it didn't happen, so see if it happens some other time. Centaur, however, Vanguard up. Nope, Link. They don't need it because...
It's another smoke. Looking towards the center perhaps. It's not the easiest target to kill, certainly.
Smokes on both sides, actually. Soneko and Dayas. Dayas trying to look Goblin. See a Radiant scan heading up onto Blizzy. Blizzy's got a deep. Run
Odd
Centaur.
rotation here because they already have taken the tier 1 tower. Normally you would maybe smoke towards the mid lane to set up for that tier 1 kill. I mean, that tower's super low already. Very valuable target to bring down. But as it stands, Blizzy's not TPing out, but he's in a position that's unlikely to get scouted. Even cutting himself, chopping a nice little path into the trees.
Oh, is he gonna find the courier?
Radiant's
Or
middle
scouting in the
tower
trees.
is under attack.
Oh, same time, Ember Spirit up top. Magical just keeps his lane pushed out and says like, okay, no one's responding to this. Sure, I'm just gonna finish off this tier 2 for free, more or less.
Dire's courier has been
Yeah, it is another one of these games where everyone's just kind of doing their own thing. They just avoid the enemy team.
Dire's top
And I'm not sure who's taking the advantage as a result of that. I mean, on the one side there's a Terror Blade, but the other team has a Naga Siren.
Yeah, like in the last game, PB was ahead of the Naga by 1500. Now it's the opposite. Naga's ahead by 1000 with the Terror Blade. They're still hitting their timings almost at the same time. Still anybody's game, to be honest.
I feel like you need to get more out of this Konka. Kodos is very strong right now. Level 13, the highest level in the game. He does have the armlet.
He's been a very passive punk. I do agree on that. We should definitely be sitting under. Navi is like, we've got all the vision in the world, but so do they as well.
There's a boat over on Keep of Light. Ignis is there. The Fiend Script over the Centaur to slow him down, but hey, guess what? Son of the Siren. Magical. Beautiful plays. He actually isolating his side, but now Doom over an Ember with the axe back. Still ready to fight. Internal taunt. There should be a kill on him. Zayat ready to go all of a sudden alone in front lines as they're completely out of firepower here on this stage side.
Ping is medium.
Don't ping things, please. All the other casters can see it too. So.
I know. But yeah, that was just something I was just waiting for that impale into the Engineer Hammer. But yeah, both teams were fighting under vision. Like there's the Dire Wars on the cliff, there's a Radiant Ward middle of their jungle. Both teams see each other. So Neko, he did get blown up at the start, but then the Bane getting his full duration ulti off on the Centaur. The song reset that and try and approach it. Fight. It still ended up going as.
It wasn't a good angle for them because yeah, that Ember's really gets doomed. At that point, it's like don't really want to continue taking that fight. If that doesn't happen, if you have that follow-up control after the song on the Doom, for example, that's a bit of a different story because that's another thing. You don't just have your own impale as a setup for the Meteor Hammer. You also have the song. So if you do connect on a few people like that, there's so many ways that you can lock them down if you're in the right position. If everyone's ready to go to also have follow-up damage, which they're not really there yet. Darkseid still needs more time for the Mantis style, and then maybe the Fuse Blade, maybe Butterfly, like some sort of damage item. Empire, they realize that they should be able to take more of these engagements. They spoke up again towards mid. Sitting behind there shows himself. Now Doom's going to be a bit harder, but they have the axe. A little bit hard to dodge, and yeah, it is indeed forced to Remnant out before that. That's another one on the high ground, but it's not going to be enough.
He tried his best.
It's created. Catapult flicking away at the top tier 3 even.
Kind of the downside where you just have to predict when is Gunka going to use the next mark. With luck, you get the jump. That's probably what we were both. Is he going to land it? But
this edge. Second too early or too late. Trouble. Alright, so can they continue accelerating? It's not like they're not giving up anything. The push up top did just a bit of chip damage, but that's just an indication that they're having some issues controlling up the lane. Navi, for a long time, they've been really good about these kind of runs across.
Yeah, and they're kind of it's kind of like a stalemate situation where Lizzie just wants to make this happen, but the rest of the split push is very risky because the towers that they want to take down, if Ember wants to split push, there's always going to be the Grip Stroke. Or even...
Light on the Coddle. Growth Ward into the Fiend Script. Zeiss is there, they'll cancel it with the follow-up Meteor Hammer. They can turn us around. Also have the Ignis. Follow-up stun from Lizzie. Debated, I guess? They used quite a few spells, but certainly worth it, because Terrorate was one of them, and Sayub even. Not the woods yet either, gonna be stunned up. Inkswell, well dodged. Is down right now, magically. Whatever
that was
momentum.
a really good turnaround by Navi. That's on point once again. Sadly, they used the Fiend Script onto the Coddle, probably because they would have used skip out in kill opportunity. Using big ultimate like position 5 support opponents is not the ideal target you're looking for, but you kind of have to use get something out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal with the way this game is going anyway. There's not gonna
like
there's not a high frequency. Yeah, there's not a high frequency of even pickoffs and skirmishes. So it's unlikely that you're gonna find another situation where the Fiend Script would have been useful during the time it's on this. So might as well use it, get the kill. What they didn't know is that Nyx Assassin was in the perfect position. Set up. Yeah, for the counter game.
Wonder what Coddle's gonna build. Usually you see the Force Staff, you see pressure being rushed as well, despite even if you're position 5 you go for it, but Shadowblade Doom trying to contest the bounties, but he backed out from there. Meanwhile bottom. Terrorblade kill. They have the damage on it.
Fast on the speed as well, so they didn't even have to control. The hanging out, you know, scouting, you know,
Yeah, just chilling.
stack. Empire, they kind of lost a bit of momentum, and now.
Dream just made a little shift in his itemization. He was going for the Scotty. He changed into a BKB. So does that mean that BB really wants to go and fight right after? That could actually mean that he's just going to go for a fighter build. Pop his BKB, fight for the fight, avoid the Naga song.
Seems so, yeah. It's either that or he's just super scared.
That too.
That's does make sense for him to have BKB, but consider yeah, all the stun combos that Navi have, and not to mention the Ignis. So having somebody that can just pop BKB, click that a few times, to just give cover to the rest of your team, right? Be very valuable for fights. Maybe they're also starting to think about Roshan. So they need to be able to fight around that. BKB is essential. For now, Navi with another semi-smoke. Zayats leading the charge with Vendetta. They're looking for kill Todos. Fast is not fast enough. The Ignis catches him into the stun, into the meme hammer. They're stacking it up a little bit too much, but hey, they should have enough damage still.
Yeah, Empire too late for this.
They want to try and fight. Dream comes through to do it. The real Naga Siren, the Fiends come too. They really want to get this hero down, and they do indeed. That makes this a worthwhile trade, especially if they can get more Blizzy. The blink on cooldown, but should never mind Scorcher. Make sure you can't get out of there. Dream extra slow, a couple more right clicks should do the trick. Even the Infernal Blade to interrupt the stun. They do lose Bane.
Fantastic timing by the dude. He saw that the Naga was about to start, so he used ulti, Doom, pop the Doom just like 0.2, 0.3 seconds before the song got off. Cancelled it. They got a perfect initiation on the Naga, who was left behind the entire team, and a very big pick for Empire.
Barely. Oh no, the snipe!
Ouch.
Earlier, Zayats, they were kind of baiting the Coddle, but now the D-Rune baited Zayats in. Martin with the Shadow Blade will snag it up, initiate. Zayu getting a little snipe with the Stroke of Fate.
Is also going for a BKB. He's finished his Daedalus. Allow a nice amount of damage there. Really scary for the Coddle to be in range of the
Dire's
Tidebringer.
bottom tower is under attack.
Shot.
Still below 1,000 health points. Could see some shenanigans there as a result. But still, Crystallize. He has the Butterfly completed now, I think. Plenty of money for the then has the half queued up next. They're going for this Den of Naga build. Oh,
Yeah, he's the basic, Butterfly, Manta, into a heart, then you consider that one defensive item you need to get to. I feel like one is enough. The Lincolns, does he get a BKB on top? Lincolns could make the most sense because it also increases the stat pool of the Naga. Then again, you could also go Satanic this game and just skip the Lincolns and just tank the Doom but reduce the duration. But we already talked about the Bane Doom.
I think Lincoln would make sense.
Are scanning.
He had a lot
So
of
many things
abilities
you
to
can-
pop it though.
Yeah. At the same time, there's a lot of possibilities are very hard for Naga to deal with.
Don't really see a Satanic build on a Naga often, but considering the amount of crack control that Empire has. But it's gonna be one of those three. Roll the Naga to be after the heart. Crystallize decides to go for it. King R could use an Aether Lance this game. Wonder if he can support that at some point when in Networth, the support life, the support dream of having something else than brown boots.
Yeah, I mean, Bane not exactly here, has a lot of farming tools, so I think he's gonna get any big item anytime soon in this game. They survives a few fights or something. So maybe a kill or two.
Yeah, when you compare to the Grimstroke, who's a sheep stick.
It's more valuable.
It's like day and night.
Yeah, I mean, I guess having that money on Zayu way more valuable than having it on the Bane.
That's actually found Kodos. Got information that have DPs on the Kuka. Not going to be able to defend. Well, I mean, he's probably going to be defend, but won't be able to go into defensive. So that there are 4 Empire heroes roaming around. Oh, Ember's also lined up a gem. Just so though he doesn't get caught by the 10-second BKB. And
he's starting to go down, but they'll realize that he's all alone, but they don't have the control necessary. Continue chasing him down. Empire right now, they all spread out the map, like they're pushing waves, they're farming camps. Navi's doing the same thing, and also for right now, Blizzy, the unlikely hero to do it by himself, but crystallizing. He has to help, but Empire don't realize this. Could be bamboozled. Especially seeing Soneko and Zayat, you're not thinking about Roche right now.
Soneko and Zayat might actually just take the bait here and just buy time for the guys in the Roche pit. Like, don't initiate fully. Just keep them there, keep them aware that you guys are actually here to defend. And maybe force Empire to make a move there. But Roshan is already at 1500 health. This is going down. Completely uncontested. This is a brilliant move by Navi.
Crystallize. And Aegis in his inventory. He's very valuable hero, very important for Navi to keep him alive, seeing this network distribution, which is honestly a little bit worrisome right now. Magical kind of falling behind. Does have the Maelstrom, he's going for the Lincoln Spinner. But he's not necessarily gonna be the big damage dealer. They're gonna need to rely a lot on Crystallize to start pulling some weight.
Keep that pressure up and alive, but not really gonna full fight, because it's very 50-50 whoever takes it. It's all about, like, who gets a pick off. That's why King Arn saved the city here in the Radiant side of the map and not actually backing out. They see Blizzy. It's a stun of Doom though, and we might actually get our first fight. Or do we?
He's eating 2 different creeps. The Meme Hammer and everything, like they throwing out every stun that they have, but man, with barely at half health, pops a BKB. So that's the only thing that they're getting out of this.
BKB for an Ignis, I would definitely take that trade any day. Empire didn't really fit that to get them out. The Doom is still... They did use this BKB, but Ignis is on cooldown for another 1.5 minutes.
All time
Navi were maybe panicking a bit there because they were suspecting that Empire are now finally ready to take a fight, because they've already scouted out with the Nyx. They have the BKBs, they're all 10-second durations. Like, they want to fight, but when are you going to take that? Well, that would have been the fight to take. That is an excellent spot to take a fight right there in the mid, behind the trees. Set yourself there. What happened to you, Ignis?
Just quite a while where you also don't really get to use your agent. Getting a bit of safety there, because even with the Aegis you don't necessarily want to fight without them. Will-O-Wisp. They're still gonna get this tier 1 tower at least, so that's about time. No response to this outside of making that trade happen.
These are the less important towers for both teams, so I guess they're just gonna push them all the way for extra economy on both sides. Try taking tier 1, continue all the way to tier 2. Navi taking the bottom towers.
Who's gonna blink first is the question. There's a TP coming in. Kodos by the means. He has the axes, just bleeding through the creeps. Let's actually find the torrent over the mix. But the extracts it back. So they're having some issues getting towards the tier 2 up top themselves. Soneko
got X-Mark.
But X into Stop will be missing because of that. It doesn't matter. The moment you catch Cardle, he is dead. Huh? He was buying a bit of time.
Empire have to decide if they're going to push, they need to use the Metamorph for it. So are they going to defend or are they going to go to the high ground?
So he's coming back through some of these creeps, but crystallized. Almost got through the tower, but doesn't want to commit. Oh wow, blink in for Lizzie though. Want to take a fight? Sayu follow-up stun. He can't get the soul by now. This would be big, but there's a song. They do not get the skill. They have to get the hell out of there.
They're happy. They got the tier 3 down and the tier 1 and there's 3 towers in 1 push. And not really using in real commitment to that. Just get back in minutes. They stop bounties there to a lot of objectives. Kind of pull back the net worth difference between us. Naga getting further ahead of the Terror Blade. They need to deal with this song somehow, but like Modern, He had an idea with the inhibit, walk up to the Naga, get that Doom off, but he was far away. He could have done a repeat on what happened at the top. Far away. Almost feel like a Aether Lens Doom or something, just get that extra cast range to get the silence off him on the Naga, because that's what they need. If they want to take a fight, the Naga needs to be out of play, and Zayats has been X-marked.
See him cancel that burrow, make sure he doesn't
they're
have
coming to
that
help him though.
but now, well, there's a bunch of pollutants here. That's Bane in a bit of trouble if he can be run down, but looks like he has a bit of extra space being made. There's another axe into both and catch Naga. Aegis is still available, so gonna have to kill him twice. That's the first time, but it's also Hellblade in middle magical is supposed to get out. Doom now Blizzy. It's finally done with that, but hey, Crystallize is back. He can start doing some damage, focusing the right clicks on the Doom first. Koda's next up. Taunt though. No BKB or anything to protect Crystallize. Except for the song. Dream BKB will expire now.
Beautiful.
Dealing with Ward. Blizzy with a follow-up stun, ready to go. Can actually turn this onto Terror. He does have Thunder, but he cannot get it. Or can he? The man is down. Just enough to save him. He can continue to right click still, not exactly healthy. Another couple of spells being thrown out. Crystallize on the meme hammer. Just on the edge, and a Nightmare just keeping him away. Magical, still on a hunt. Has to settle for King R though at this point, Dream. Way too far away. Still Navi. They committed. I think Empire committed 2.
Hands off.
Thunder, they didn't get the kill, but still win the fight, arguably.
That was the ultimate sacrifice there by Centaur. Walks on top of the Naga's body because they were spamming the Doom, just like spamming it on the ground. He takes it for himself and allows the Naga to get the song off mid-fight and turn around. Navi's control on that fight was beautiful, but that Centaur sacrifice, that goes down in my history book of the most beautiful sacrifices on any movie I've seen.
Like, it wasn't even like Martin. He's doomed them up just before the respawn came out, so I want to say it was more of a misplay, being baited into that. You needed that Doom on a Naga just to prevent the just the mirror image. That alone, it does so much damage at this point. Butterfly with the heart, you can't easily deal with these illusions.
Saving Terrorblade, Dream's Manta just in time and gets the Sunder off right after it runs out of the fight. They lost the TB. It could have been very hard to hold the high ground. Not
You're losing TP Zayats. But Shackles, I don't know. That's why we see a lot of Nick's sets actually go for the duels rather than the Nuclear Hammer. They have some sort of setup.
Oh no!
Oh, Cardo.
How do they see it? Is that like a preemptive torrent or something in the trees? That is like this. That is the least expected spot for someone to be. But we are. It's still something. Like they used a Stampede to disengage. They lost a hero for it, but he's already up in 25 seconds. Level 15, so his death time's only plus he has.
Alright, quick pulse coming in. Chance to take stock. I mean, 10 to 14, too many kills, but was in favor for Empire for just a little bit, but been equalized now. Few durations.
Yeah, Empire is using their BKBs right at the start of the fight, so BKBs wore out. Naga's still alive or isn't doomed. It's a Song of the Spire to reset, and then Navi's got the initiative, whatever they want to do. They've got double gems as well because the gem from Doom makes double gems now on their team. Empire is somehow able to hold on to their, especially the Terrorblade needs to stay alive. He's gone. Portion of the damage now, though you do have the Conquer with the Daedalus. DB is like the main piece. Even the mere presence of Terrorblade, it would be a fear for Navi that we haven't won the fight because
it's that kind of late game carry that can just win you the game almost no matter. And we're slowly but surely getting towards late game. Certainly as far as these two carries are concerned. Naga Siren. This is one of the games where we'll actually see whether she's as strong, or even stronger than a farm. Again, Butterfly, half, illusions are very good as well. So replace the Wraith Bands as the Lincolns and Guardian.
Also looking at the Emperor's build, like he's still relying on the magical damage that he deals. You mentioned before, like the powerhouse with all that magical damage. Oh, he's got attack speed, get those extra procs of lightning, but he uses that Daedalus to actually be a threat. They're just ignoring what Magical's doing. They can isolate him with the Nightmare or silence him or keep him out of the fight. They're happy, but sooner or later this Ember, especially if they start getting like less armor, break the TB, because even if we're talking about break always, rid of all those passive stuff, Silver Edge and stuff, nobody's there's really gonna build it. Maybe the Centaur if he wants to, but it takes away 50% of the damage that TB does. There's a lot of damage that is taken away. It's a Conquer as well if they wanna...
doesn't work on the illusions though.
It doesn't work on the illusions, that is...
Feels really bad.
5-second timer, which allows you to reset up. I don't think the Shadowblade Centaur is a bad option in this game at all. He's going for the Axe. It's going to benefit his team. You can see there are very few Centaurs down on the ground. They're like key locations for him. Actually smoked up his core.
It's kind of hard to keep any sort of wards up right now if you've given over your own gem. And Ember's Split holding on to one of his own anyway. So just up by Snako, so Water Vision is going to be a thing of the past.
They know there's smoke. They saw the Bane's smoke pop in the rim. They're still trying to go for a wraparound.
Yeah, but the Scepter is also in this.
You don't see him.
He gave over the gem. Or like put it back in base or something, so that's half that vision. All grouping up ahead of the runes. Nothing fancy happening, and Nako's actually down bottom. Does not feel confident enough. I think another boundary will now.
Yeah, they shifted the gems on the Centaur and the Ember because Ember needs it to be able to avoid. Then you've got the Centaur who's basically always in the fights in the front. Constant vision. Preemptive vision already.
Well, point where you start having to think about Roshan again. 2 minutes on the counter. The Navi have a bit of vision here on the high ground. Position there for a dire ward behind that, but you considering all of them. They got picked up another one themselves, doesn't look like it. No teams really committing heavily to that area, but that'll probably change very, very soon.
Wards on the lane. Looks like Navi kind of won to bottom lane, even if it's the least 150. Something like song setup. Waiting when the Naga's gonna change. It's from power threads. Put in the creep wave, you see someone farming in the lane. Pop your song, you catch someone.
Lincoln's here done on Naga, Axe done. Centaur. Look at Kodos, like he's trying to kill this freaking illusion, but he can't. 4 times out, even with the Daedalus. More and more is gonna be on this Terrorblade. I guess he has the BKB, so I wouldn't mind as much. He wants to, but they don't have any vision whatsoever. And they're all spread out, so they're right now they're still fine with keeping the lane pressure up. You can just keep sending Naga. We don't even need the Radiance anymore to be able to do this, right? Because of the way Riptide works, you're always gonna push out lanes very rapidly. You're gonna force Empire to respond to that time and time again.
So you're still building his sheepstick, slowly but surely getting there. He's doing it for the last 12 minutes. He's got 1,000 net worth since then too. Getting there. Wait, is that Lincoln's on the Caudal? Almost feels like it's either for Snako himself, but I more feel like they're just going to use the Lincolns double Lincolns on the Naga.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Bottle has a
game's all
cast
about.
range talent, so he can cast it from very far away.
Keep Naga alive, keep Ember alive also. It's useful, you know. These guys alive so they can actually win the game for you. That's kind of.
It's better than a Lotus. It also gives stats for mana reach.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Oh god, we're back to that now, aren't we? Illusion spam of the high ground, one after the other. Then, okay, actually.
Real TV. High ground. Roshan is up. Navi takes it out. They're good. I'm safe. They've got a hunch that something's going on. The DV illusion also reveals that something's up, but they need to get there quickly. TV's coming in as well. This could be a better chance because last time they missed it.
Nice. And yes, the illusions on the inside, Dream. The reflect is going, so yeah, only one here in the middle of that Roche pit. Don't have an easy time getting Roche down quickly. We're gonna try and force it now. We'll just be in this in the back. Still plenty of gems on the other side, so you can't really rely on that to get you close. Just about okay, Blink's on there. Just try and force out some spell and some sort of BKB, perhaps.
Yeah, they want to get those BKBs out first.
What? What? How? Okay, now the fight is on. Here to get the chains over on Coca. Meanwhile, Crystal just clicking down Mod like there's no tomorrow to predict this. We'll talk about a little bit. The Doom comes in onto different heroes, but the song still came out. They could just walk away. And the illusions are still tearing through them. Look at this.
Terrorblade bought back for this too. It's now like they have to do Roshan or it's all done.
No, this is not good. I think I tried to go for the TP back to recharge some health. That was denied.
They are
coming back in
they're
again.
doing the shrine while the rest of them are in the pit.
Dude, busy on the side, silenced up. Get out of there, Ashen Dream starts right click. Still very taking target, but now with Bond following in. Gets done up from Things or anything, something Blizzy is going to fall. But Magical now taking on frontline, zips around to the back of the fight. Empire dropping lower and lower on health. Cannot go for Roche. Dream already back to base. He doesn't put travel to rejoin his team. Now Lee once again thinking about Roche. Is constantly threatening. Sending illusions back and forth. Still wants another. Oh, another couple of tears. Bane, no big commitment. They're afraid of the counter play from Kodos. Unless Magical. Oh, he tried to go for the Sleight of Fist. King R-Wiseo keeping away as far as he possibly can. But hey, you're also fighting against your next assassin. He's just sitting there with the axe. The aim hammer does actually, I believe, connect. 100% sure. Doom trying to deal with that. The bolt coming through. Kodos walking up. But there's another song. 2 BKBs means he can still right-click. Zayat is down. Crystallize. Well, not many illusions to work with right now. Only the Manta style. That root will be purged off, but Empire still have to walk away. There's another soul line. Catching 2. Double Axe. I've not seen that one before. Kodos still forced into the BKB just to try and walk away. Now, maybe they can find King out of this route. This Nightmare won't really do too much to save him.
Oh man, what a fight. Now Navi's just gonna take Roshan as well.
Took them quite a while, but finally they ate through most of what Empire had in terms of ability and resources.
I don't know how they got the Terrorblade on the first kill without Empire actually having to intervene. Forcing the buyback, kind of causing a little bit of chaos in the Empire camp. Always communication going on as well, like, what just happened, guys? A few seconds of this happened.
They just underestimated the damage from I got losing this. It's really ridiculous right now. What is that, 50%? That's talented. Plus you have, what, 4 illusions from the mirror image. 2 more from the Manta style. The mirror image illusions deal 50% damage. They're still hitting for like what, 150, something like that? Give or take. And also hitting all pretty fast.
Did just do 300 damage on the melee Rex bot. Dying out.
Alright, I gotta find a way, a better way take these team fights. They need to find the Doom before the song. They need to try and burst down the Naga.
It looks so good when they got the Soul Bind on the double Doom. There's still a song now. That song, use cooldown, is only 80 seconds. He got a song twice that fight.
Dire's top shrine.
First
has
time
fallen.
to disengage, the second one when the BKBs were
Sending illusions. Not just doing damage, also scouting, so if there's any sort of opportunity. Get a quick pick off, they're gonna take that too. Presumably. If they can get Dream again, the game's just over. Either can cool down on third wave is certainly something. Gonna have to stand up in the high ground, try and defend as best they can. Still gonna lose buildings here because it is taking so long for them to these silent illusions. Smoke up. The wraparound play through this one exposed main.
Ignis used as well.
That was very hopeful. They don't have to
But
need
now
to follow
King
up
Ars, and he's on the fire line.
Maybe he
Doesn't
is.
feel
Doom
well, they
comes
got
out. This is what they needed. But Stampede. They just get out. Soba not doing anything. Double Storm. And King Ars dies to the instant damage. Magical. They're in the front line. Looking for target. Rain in the middle. No possible good. Possible BKB. Starts rifling. Cheese already out. But Centaur, he's going to be chunked down very, very quickly. Crystallize through the song. Still 2 BKBs. One of them will expire. Diet is there, ready for the follow-up. There it is. G stunned up once, and you need to stun him up twice. The first one down, and he is down for the count. Kodos can't even finish that TP. He has to buy that too. They're gonna lose Sayu. And this seems like an impossible hold right now. 2 against 5, and then they realize it too. Call it. GG, well played. Navi, still undefeated in these qualifiers.
The game of patience between two good teams and 2 great drafts, but one team has to come on top. All those fights, they